Hello everyone, what is up? And I am back with a long-awaited video of Party City's 2024 halfway to Halloween slash full lineup reveal. They have been revealing so much lately. I've been wanting to hop on and talk about it, but there's just been so much and they've been keep on posting stuff lately. I just didn't know when to start talking about it. If I started talking about it back then, I would have made about 5 videos by now. So I waited till now when there's actually a good chunk of stuff to talk about. I'm a little bit late, but let's get into it regardless. Starting off with a absolutely exciting prop, and that is Art the Clown, new for 2024. This was the first one that they revealed, along with someone else that is related to Art the Clown, but we'll get into that after. This guy just came out of nowhere. We thought Spirit Halloween would be getting him, which they are, but we'll have to wait on that. This surprised me so much when I saw it the first time. But there's a video for this guy, so let's go and watch that. So, as you can see, this guy is just excellent. A little bit robotic movements, I think, but even as a static prop, I think this guy just looks amazing. So much blood, more blood than we'll see on his Spirit Halloween version of Terrifiers, Art the Clown. It has the sunglasses, the sunflower sunglasses, I mean. The little hat, it has his saw and his clown horn, bike horn, whatever you like to call it. It has a kind of a hunch to it too. And again, I think the robotic movement kind of brings it down in my mind. This guy is $250 US, so it is a pretty hefty price. And getting a closer look at this face, I think the face is a little bit, it doesn't look like Terrifier or the Clown. Something's off about it. I think the smile's a little bit too wide, but that does not take away from this prop, in my opinion. Just put the glasses on it and it looks 100% like Art the Clown. And yeah, this guy just, again, came out of nowhere. And you can see some good shots of him in the fog, which is probably the way I would be displaying him. I'm not sure if he would go in my horror section or my clowns this year. Maybe one of each. If Terrifier has one from Party City and Spirit Halloween, maybe I'll grab one of each and put one in my horror section, one in my clown section. But we'll have to see how Spirit Halloween's one looks compared to this. But one thing that Spirit Halloween does not have this year, at least that we know of, is the Pale Girl. That also goes with Terrifier. And again, this is one that I did not ever see coming out. Art the Clown, I expected to come out this year. Pale Girl, really out of nowhere. This prop is excellent. I think the waving movement on it is super creepy. And it also has a dead animal of some sort. I'm not really sure what kind of animal that is. I forget. This has been a while since I looked at the original photos. But there's a video of this prop in action, so let's check that out. So that is the Pale Girl from Party City. A super creepy movement on this one. Just super eerie. Kind of like waving Wally in a way, in my opinion. And that's really what this prop puts me in mind of immediately when I saw it. The waving just... I just love it. I'm a big waving Wally advocator. And the same is going to go for this one. I think I almost like this one more than Terrifier. 100% got to get this to go with my Terrifier, too. I don't know why I'm saying Terrifier. I mean Art the Clown. Anyways, This prop, as a standalone prop, is excellent. Super creepy. This could go into just about any type of theming. Graveyard, dolls, creepy kids, anything along those lines. It can fit into that theme. So, this as a standalone prop, even not even looking at Art the Clown, I would buy it. I think that this is just an excellent prop. Super creepy. Also a great one that they could also reskin and reclothe into a few different types of props. Like a creepy doll, I think, would be super cool. Or a mannequin or something like that. I think it kind of has that type of movement. It could be a reskin of the old Spirit Halloween mannequin prop. And Pale Girl comes in at a price of $175, which I don't think is a terrible price, but it definitely could have been a little bit cheaper, maybe about $150. But it has a lot of detail put into it, so I'm not going to say much. Super cool prop anyways. Very, very cool. But anyways, let's move on to the next prop for 2024, and that is going to be Embers, a reskin of Rattles the Skeleton. And this one's a little bit smaller than Rattles, but it's still pretty cool in its own right. And it also reacts under UV light, which is a super cool feature. Obviously, Rattles does not do that. And I think some lights could have really made this guy look a lot better. But you can add drone to it, of course, if you want to. And it, again, is UV reactive. So just add some black lights, add some other lights. And in this photo, you can see it compared to a human. I'm assuming this is probably about a 6 foot tall person. And yeah, it's pretty tall. I don't really think if it's something I'd be interested in, as it's a huge prop. The box is going to be massive, and I can't really bring that across the border and across to Canada, as we don't get anything nice in Canada from Party City. But anyways, yeah, this guy just looks great. He's 4 feet tall, and he is just a super unique concept overall. I do think he could have been executed better. I don't really like the face. I think it's a little bit too smiley, but regardless, let's move on to the next prop, and that prop is going to be the Skill Crane. Now, if you know Party City props, you're going to remember the Popcorn Clown, I believe it was called. It's the same prop like this, but it was a popcorn. It was a clown that was in a popcorn machine. And this one's pretty simple. I'm not really a big fan of it. I think it's not the best. You have to press the button on the machine for it to go off. Otherwise, it will not activate. Not a good decision, in my opinion. Cool concept. Don't really know why there's just balls in there, though. Why would you be picking those out of a machine? A few things I don't really understand. I think this one's a little bit overhyped. You know, I think the concept is pretty cool, but just not really for me. Probably one of my least favorites out of Party City's lineup this year. But moving on from that, the next prop that we are going to be looking at is going to be none other than probably one of my favorites out of their lineup, and that is Contaminated Kid, the two-headed goat. Now, this thing is just super unique. It's something I did not expect to see from any company, for this matter. It touches on a few matters like, like demons, and it also fits the, toxic radiation evil lab type theme, which is a theme that I was actually thinking of maybe doing this year, so this prop definitely piques my interest. It is $275 US. I think that's a bit much, but it is a pretty cool prop. It's very tall. There's a video out of it now, and it actually stands up about waist height, I believe, of people. So, take it as you will. I think this is a pretty cool prop. Has some hair on the chin, some cloth on his back, and yeah, it's fog compatible, so fog comes out of its mouth, and it has red light up eyes and red light up face. So, again, one of my favorites out of the lineup. Let's take a look at how this prop looks when the fog is going off and the lights and everything. So, here's a picture that Party City has shared of it. And you see that the lights in the eyes and mouth, and then the fog coming out of the mouth. Super cool. And so, yeah, some super solid props from Party City this year. And this is just another one of those super solid props. The heads look to be plastic, so no worries about obviously like any rotting or anything from latex. And I think the lighting on this prop, the eyes being an orangish glow, actually works really well for the demonic / contaminated theme. But moving on from Contaminated Kid, the next prop that we're going to be looking at is going to be the fire-breathing Dr. Payne animatronic. And this guy is 9.7 feet tall. You might as well just say he's a 10-foot prop when he's fully activated. I have a few mixed opinions on this guy. Very cool concept. I think if he was about 8 feet tall, it would be a lot cooler. 10-foot tall props are very tall. I have a 10-foot tall skeleton in my yard. It's not just something I want to buy another 10-foot animatronic of, as they're hard to keep standing up properly, and this thing's base does not look like it's going to hold up very well. So, I really like the concept. I just think that it could have been done better if it was about an 8-foot tall prop. And I think it also looks really cool. I like the clothing it's wearing. I think that the face is really cool. So yeah, just that's a small negative with a lot of positives. Good job on this one, Party City. I'm not 100% sure on the price. Pretty sure it was around $400, as this is a 10-foot tall prop and it has animation, so I'm assuming it's Mega Wolf's price. But yeah, that is Dr. Payne. And moving on to the next animatronic that we have to take a look at, this is going to be Cthulhu. And this came out of nowhere. Cthulhu as an 8-foot tall, I believe, maybe almost 9-foot tall animatronic. This is just a towering, huge prop. It has a lantern in one hand that's wrapped with all of its tentacles and some gigantic wings. Big folklore prop. And last year they did a folklore prop in Wendigo, so I guess it makes sense that they're actually moving on and doing this year Cthulhu. Maybe next year we'll get something like, I don't know, a Boogeyman or maybe Bigfoot. Bigfoot would be a really good one for them to do next year. I'm getting off topic though. This guy is super cool. I think he is $400 again, just like I said for the last one. He has an arm movement and the lantern lights up, and then I think he has some voice lines. I'm not sure. They had a video of this guy up as well. And look at that gigantic hand, a tentacle. Looks really weird, but I mean, I don't really know what Cthulhu's hand would look like, so works for me. And let's take a look at the back of him with these gigantic wings that flap. But anytime that a prop is $400, I'm always going to be saying that the price is a little bit steep, as it is very hard to justify a prop being that much money. $400 US is a lot of money, especially when you're buying it from Canada. But regardless, I may pick them up. I'm not sure. Now let's move on to a prop that I think a lot of us have mixed opinions on. What is this, Party City? This is Hacking Heidi, if you did not know the name. And she is everyone's worst nightmare. She's Ellie Hatchet, but like, I think worse. Better, depending on how you look at it. She doesn't have a lot of blood on her, which is also a problem that Ellie Hatchet had. I think she's a pretty cool concept. The video we saw of her, she could not swing forward. She like swung backwards. Confusing to say the least. I thought this prop was going to be very cool when they saw the silhouette, and it has sadly disappointed me. I really thought I would like this prop, and I still may pick it up. I might try to do some fixes to it. It really depends on how this looks when some other people pick it up first, as I don't want to be the first person to buy this prop. It's not looking promising, and I'm sorry to say that for Party City, but yeah, not a fan of Hacking Heidi. Let's move on to Inflatable, which is not something I usually cover, but I have to cover this one. Thank you to Decorating Fanatics for this photo. This is of the Beetlejuice Carousel, Groundbreaker Carousel, I guess it is called, of Beetlejuice with the gigantic hammer for hands and the carousel on top of his head with the bats on it, which actually spins around. And this is a 12-foot tall prop. And that is super tall. That is the same height as all the 12-foot skeletons, the 12-foot Inferno, 12-foot Scarecrow, all of those. Just imagine Inflatable that tall. That's huge. So just for that reason alone, I kind of want to get it. But my overall thoughts on this inflatable is that it's super cool, super unique. You don't see that much animation on any inflatables. And Beetlejuice is also one of my favorite horror movies all time, so I am a little bit biased in this. But anyways, there's a video of this guy, so let's just quickly check that video out. And I will talk to you a little bit more. And then we will check out the final thing that I have to show you in today's video. Okay, so that is the Beetlejuice inflatable from Party City. Super cool animation on this guy. But there's also something that's super cool that Party City posted recently, and that is their trailer / teaser for their Halloween lineup for 2024. So let's check that out, and then I'll show you a slowed down version of it afterwards. So as you can see, the trailer does start off with Rattles from last year's Party City lineup. And then it moves into Pale Girl. We've already seen a video of her working, but super cool to see her again. And then we see Embers with some blacklight lit up on him. And then we have Dr. Payne. He doesn't seem to be doing any animation though. And then we have a really weird prop in Hacking Heidi. She still looks cool though. And then we have Cthulhu for a split second. Can't really see any of his animation. Then we see the full animation for the Skill Crane. And at the very end, for a split second, we get to see Art the Clown. And that is the end of that teaser trailer. So that is my whole video. And Party City does have a whole lineup reveal posted onto their page now. If you want to go see all these props in action, you can go see that. And yeah, Party City did an amazing job this year. I can't wait to see some of these props, hopefully in store if I get over to the States. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.